All right, I'm going to share something that I think is pretty cool. This is just like a use case now for working with Claude Code. And yeah, I recorded a video earlier today. The day started with me having to prepare a workshop or a client meeting, which I could do like in 23 minutes. I could prepare the whole meeting, a workshop, and everything. And since then, I've had 2 client meetings. I have done a lot of work after the meeting, summarized the meeting. I did a lot of content work, produced documents, even LinkedIn articles and lead magnets and so on. But then also I started to do to test another way to work. I was a bit inspired because Claude Code actually, when I started working, Claude Code knew what I was going to do today and going forward. So it asked me, should I prepare some other work sessions for you? And I said, oh yeah, sure. And it actually did something here that I didn't ask for. So first of all, it just created a setup for me, a prompt for me and Claude for how I start creating content. So what is the status? What do I need to do? How do I get started? The other one is how do I create my funnels? Now this is a big blueprint, but yeah, still. So this is the roadmap ahead. 3, it helped me to create for Max, who's a client. I'm going to produce content for him. So it just prepped everything so I can get started and create the content for Max. And now it has some agents as well. So it will probably know how to create the content without me doing too much. And then I have a webinar upcoming, and it started to actually discuss with itself what should be the webinar theme. And this is something I've thought, I have to think through this, but it actually started thinking on its own based on some planning we've done. And I didn't tell it, it just did. And it has some good ideas here. So I can probably take this. It's like having an assistant who gives suggestions for you. And I can just take, yeah, this is a good one. And it sort of takes away a lot of bandwidth and context, mental kind of load here. Okay, so that's what it did. So I now have 4 work sessions planned that I can do in the coming week. But I also decided to test out, how much can I get done in a day? I've had some pretty good sessions today, but I thought I would prepare other sessions for the coming days and possibly today. So basically, I told Claude Code, 5 things, big things, more things that I need to do. Uh, and it just created now the session prompts. This is like the handover prompt from the orchestrator agent into the session with a handover request for handover back to report what's been done. So as an example, I'm making preparations for a meeting with a client tomorrow with HubSpot. I'm kind of using the meta from today of, preparing all the action lists and the project documents and so on. So it's going to prepare everything here. This prompt is going to help me prepare. Then I have a content meeting with the client, so it prepares that based from my content, my context. Then I have a live meeting with a guy who's going to help me a bit on, a bit of ADD stuff of how I can implement roles in a better way. So I actually now will have a meeting where I have a human co-body and an agent co-body helping me to implement the roles. And as a side thing, I'm also implementing, enhancing the SOPs for LinkedIn work and content work so that I can give that to my client, and that can be part of the products that I sell as well. So I just told Claude Code this so that it will take in that into account. Big prompt there. Then I said, okay, I've also prepared, I have a pipeline now, since I find that many topics are interesting and many topics that I need going ahead now, I need to research for the client and myself. For example, things that I need to learn, like how does agentic networks work, or what is the best way now for me to implement a good landing page in the new system I have. So lots of different research things, and also from the client. So I did a session before where I created a pipeline with 24 research questions. And then I said, okay, we now have 8 research pipelines or agents. Please review them and suggest which one I should do for each case, and write everything in a prompt in the pipeline MD file. So I just can copy paste this and I can test drive. I have 25 research projects. So this is kind of a meta. I start the research agent and we discuss which projects to start, and then we do them and I evaluate. So I can kind of test out the process of researching in 25 different topics. So that's that one. And then I need to consolidate my contact list. I have lots and lots of contacts in Excel and CRM and so on. It's a mess. It takes hours and hours for me to kind of consolidate that. So I just thought, okay, let's do a project around that. Or that's one of my sprints for myself. So let's start that work and let Claude Code kind of lead the way. And I might have to translate some of the Excel files, or actually nowadays Claude Code can read Excel, so maybe that the session can read Excel and maybe do the work themselves. So those are the 5. So this means that I now have, I have a table of basically 9 sessions prepared, 9 big things that would take, it would take weeks normally to do these, if you even have the bandwidth to think about it, which is pretty cool. So what I do is I just plan out these ones in a main session, and I start a Claude session. I rename the session, I paste the prompt, and then it sort of starts. And here's another one, the sync meeting for content. This one is the third one. This is the buddy system. So I rename it because I get a tag and see where I'm working. That's a good feature in Claude Code here. I can rename the session to role implementation Anders and Claude. Okay, so I can change the color to red. That's an important one. I start 2 more sessions, Claude, and I say just good evening, boot at level 5. It reads all the agents. My energy is 4.5. If I write too low, it recommends me not to work. So I write 4 or 5, even if I'm tired. So let's see now. Hold on. That's the third one. We're going to have the fourth one. Fourth one is here. Okay, this is going to be the research one. It's going to be interesting. See if we can. I just want to sort of super test if we can, just see if I can break the limit of number of tokens here. I have the max subscription of $200, so I don't know the limit yet. It hasn't peaked yet, actually. Okay, starting that one, and that session is going to be called Research Agent Mega Test, like that. Color orange, right? And then we have the last session here, Claude, and then we have good evening, Claude. Boot level 5, energy is 6. Just kidding. All right, so I'm going to take the last one, the CRM and the contact list thing here. Okay, copy. So that project is starting. Boink. It's called my contact lista consolidation. I can make that green just for variation. Okay. So at the moment, we have these sessions. We have the main session going. the main session going. I have this is like the AI agent course. I made a course for myself, and it actually started before I knew it. It said, "You have a course. Do you wanna study?" And I said, "Okay, I'll study." And now it has analyzed the Ben AI, uh, and it talks about yeah, it says that my architecture with having a person in the loop, like having a switch of manual, task, assisted, and delegated, meaning I have a manual mode where AI just helps me and guides me as a coach. It's just my operating system for things that I want to do and need to do. And it says that the Ben AI architecture, there's some agents doing AI work. They don't have that, so they only have like automatic agents. They don't have like agents helping the human do work. That's kind of interesting. Okay, I have pipe. Yeah, this is. I'm going to clean the pipelines for myself. Document pipelines here. I'm going to clean my action lists. I'm messing around with action lists and how to create good task and action lists. So I have a new idea here. I'm going to do some triage and clean up a bit. This is the Northernite content workshop here. Yeah, this session created 19 documents, 30,000 words, 3 lead magnets, 1 LinkedIn article, 5 content foundation documents, voice guide personas, hook story, agent config, 1 strategic deep analysis, 1 reusable lead magnet framework, and 3 strategic decisions of pillars, yearly theme, and quarterly themes. This was done in 2 hours. 2 hours in 1 day. Usually this would take like 30 hours or something. So that's pretty good. And just to note, all of these sessions have created 1 LinkedIn post each, 2,000 words, 10 LinkedIn posts, sorry, 1 article, 10 LinkedIn posts, and 10 user community questions. So the funny thing here is that, again, this is pretty cool. So I'm documenting everything I'm doing, and I'm writing content. These are the LinkedIn articles. We can just see here. Like I produce 3, 4, 5, 2,000 word articles every day, and some of them are really good actually, really good. And I mean, it's not just that I say that, that they are good from an AI perspective. I think they convey my story in a good way. Actually, they actually capture what I want to say, so I can really, stand behind them and say this is really my message that I want to put forward. So it's really good at capturing now my voice and my message. Okay, next. So now we have then the HubSpot session, the content session, the implementation session, the research agent session, and the contacting session. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sessions going. And this means I can, when I work, I can just, switch between roles. I can leave this for today and I can boot again tomorrow and just resume these, and I can just go with the flow and do them. And sometimes I can work with like 2 or 3 in parallel if I don't have a deadline. The problem sometimes is like the context switching and the context window. It gets so much, so it's difficult to kind of keep track. But I'm kind of learning how to keep track. It's adopting a mindset of being the project manager, thinking more of outcomes instead of the details of each work. So I'm trying to get on top of things a bit more, to say these are the deliverables, these are the guidelines, this is where to look, and letting the agents do more of the heavy work, suggestions, more deciding how much to delegate and not, and just like you would if you had a worker, like a junior, you would coach them a lot, or a senior, you would let them go a bit more. So this all depends on how, let's say, how much context the AI has, or how much of a new thing I want to do, or how much I want to kind of just do something really simple task wise or not. Okay, so that's just another snapshot from the workshop here. If I were to summarize what I did today, I mean, it's going to be crazy how much I've written, like 20, 30, 40,000 words, produce like, I can ask, uh, uh, can you just summarize, if you look at all the session logs and everything I've done today, can you just make a list of everything that was produced today? Just deliverables and things we did and content we created and everything. Just make a super detailed list of everything that's been done today only. And take a note. So some of the sessions were actually from yesterday. So everything that was reported today, if you can find that. See what it says. A lot of people tell me that I should put on the, no limit authority to Claude, so it can actually do anything without me having to approve. It seems that a lot of people are using that. I'm a bit careful, so I haven't dared doing that yet. That's something maybe to understand how to ensure security so that it can run basically on its own, but is not doing stupid things or downloading stuff from the internet, which is like some sort of prompt injection or whatever security problem. And it would be interesting to see if that's something that could be inserted into the operating system. Or I read something about sandboxing and how you kind of minimize the blast radius of things. So if, for example, if you have sessions going online, so maybe you should really contain that somewhere and not have it in the, like I am now. I'm actually giving Claude access to everything. So I'm always booting from the main root. So it basically can read all the files and folders, but this is maybe something to think about, how you can give various agents various amounts of authority. So maybe orchestration agents have full authority but don't go online, and the deeper agents doing more sensitive stuff for coding are super contained, giving reports or logs or so we can really track, or having other agents monitoring the work or something like that could be good. So I'm a bit careful, but so far it hasn't done anything stupid. I mean, I've told it like on the boot level that never delete something, always archive, never go online to download stuff unless I say so. Yeah, like that. Okay, so it's thinking now for a while. Thinking. Research. Okay. Okay, so this is the count from today, one day. 44 documents created or updated. 3 lead magnets, 11,000 word, publishable. 2 LinkedIn articles. I think it could be more than that actually. 20 LinkedIn posts. Community ask post 20. Content foundation docs 5. Research items gathered 42. Frameworks updated. Funnel formula lead magnet framework content plan skeleton session prompts. 8 meeting documents with transcription, summary, output, and actions. 5 research audits done. 5 ready-to-use session prompts. 3 live workshops meetings held today, and 3 strategic decision. Estimated total words produced 30,000. Okay, 30,000 words in a day. Okay, how much is that per minute? Can you can you just divide 30,000 words for minute per minute? Is that 600 minutes? And maybe that's gonna be like 650 words per second or something. Yeah, calculate that for me. It's 50 words per second output. 50 words per second. No, per minute. 1 word per second, maybe. I can't really count right now. It says that 10 hours effective time is 50 words per minute. A writer writes 60 to 80 words per minute. A professional copywriter produces 500 to 1,000 publishable words an hour. You compress a month's content production to a Tuesday. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. And I mean, producing words was not the only thing. So that's good. Okay, so yeah, that was just another use case or snapshot here from me.